Good afternoon and welcome to our Red and Yellow Virtual Open Day. I'm Ashley Young, the head of admissions here at Red and Yellow, and excited to obviously present what makes Red and Yellow such an incredible and special institution today. We're going to give everybody a couple of minutes to come through and then we'll get started. So give us 2 minutes and then we'll kick off the session today. All right, I think let's get started. Once again, good afternoon and welcome to our Red and Yellow Virtual Open Day. I'm Ashley Young and I'm the head of admissions here at Red and Yellow. It's always such a privilege to share insights into Red and Yellow and what makes us such an incredible institution and place to study with. I am joined today by Stefan Hill, who is the team lead for our online education team, which consists of obviously our online short courses as well as our online qualifications. Stefan will join us on screen a little bit later when we address the QAs. Some of the quick house rules for today. If you have any questions, please, I'm happy for you to ask those questions, but we will of course have a QA session right at the end of the presentation. So by all means, please don't pop the questions in the chat. Use the specific dedicated Q&A function that will allow you to ask those questions and populate that, and we'll of course address those questions as best as we possibly can at the end. If you do get disconnected from Zoom, simply please rejoin from the original link you would have received. And don't worry if you miss out on anything or if any of your questions aren't answered during the session themselves. We'll be more than happy to pick up those conversations with you individually after the session, where we'll assist you with anything that you may need. We'll also be sharing a recording of the actual webinar as well as a copy of the presentation deck. So please do look out for that in your email in the coming days. There we go. So this afternoon, we'll take a quick look into who we are and where we come from as an institution. We'll highlight some of our awards and industry associations, as well as our important partnerships. We'll take you through our programs that we have on offering. And at the end, of course, we'll have that QA session, as I indicated. So moving on and to who we are as an institution, and we are proudly one of the biggest feeders of talent into the creative and marketing industries. We've been essentially shaping the industry for over 30 years, and along the way, we've built an incredible reputation of producing graduates that are not just skilled, but industry ready. And we also form part of the Honoris United University Network, which you might see on any of our collateral. If you look at our logo on our website, you'll see the Honoris United Universities. And as part of the Honoris Network, it's allowed us to deliver our courses and qualifications and programs across the African continent and across the world. Some of the most recent ones that we've really had some good traction in and movement in on the African continent include countries like Mauritius, Nigeria, and most recently Tunisia and Namibia. So really taking Red and Yellow global in the African context and more broad and in a number of other countries. So looking at things like our accreditation, and I suppose to say, like, if you look at any respectable traditional university in South Africa, we're aligned to the same accreditation bodies and professional practices. So we are fully accredited by the Council of Higher Education, and all of our qualifications themselves are listed on SAQA, which is South African Qualifications Authority. So that'll be listed on their website. But ultimately, what does that really mean? And I think, trying to put this in as less academic terminology and what have you, it really does mean that our programs meet a very particular and rigorous standard, and that our qualifications can be trusted, they're recognized, they're credible, and they have value in both industry and if you end up taking your qualification abroad, it is well recognized. When it comes to digital marketing, and it's something we don't just teach. We literally wrote the book on marketing. The e-marketing, the essential guide for marketing in the digital world, has been downloaded over 1 million times and is regularly updated to stay ahead of the game. And it's not just our students that use it. The prescribed textbook is prescribed at a number of universities from around the world, some of which you can see their logos on screen at the moment. So when you study any element of digital marketing or an associated body to digital marketing at Red and Yellow, you're really learning from the people who helped define and continue to define the field. We're incredibly proud of our students and faculty and what our faculty have been able to achieve over the years. And I suppose especially proud of them over the last few years, where we've been ranked a top school at the Loeries as well as the Pendurings for several years. And a major international milestone that we were able to achieve last year saw us ranked as the #1 creative college in Africa and the Middle East by the One Club. And what's really exciting about that is it put us in the 25th spot in the world. And we're not stopping there. We've really got this big, hairy, audacious goal, or a BHAG, of becoming the most creative business school in the world. And being finally hitting into the top 25, it sets our sights on making that into the top 10 into the world, and slowly but surely ticking those off as we go. Red and Yellow was really born from a bold idea. And I think what's really important to highlight is the industry needed work-ready graduates, and somebody that can really ultimately hit the ground running, both from a fresh graduate perspective or even working professionals transitioning into a number of different opportunities. And enter these three industry legends, as we refer to them as, being Brian, Bob, and Alan, who ultimately saw the gap in the market and decided to really shake things up. Their vision was ultimately to disrupt the traditional marketing education landscape and create an interesting and fit for purpose space for creative leaders. And this is now what has ultimately culminated into a fusion of commercial logic and creative magic, which we speak about quite a lot at Red and Yellow. And it was that at that point where they came up with and determined this need, that fusion of those two worlds was ultimately born. And ultimately today it's the heart of what we do, and at the heart of everything we strive towards at Red and Yellow. Our mission is quite simple. You can see a longer version of it on screen, but ultimately, to really sum it up, is to teach and shape the leaders of tomorrow. We're here to make sure that we're equipping the innovators, the creators, the change makers with the most relevant and up-to-date industry-driven skills that they'll need to make impact in the working environment. Skills don't just get you hired, but they ultimately help you make real-world impact and create magic across the world. And our results speak for themselves, and it really does work. 94% of our graduates receive a job within 6 months of them finishing their studies. And I think it's something quite bold to be able to talk about as an institution, that our students are incredibly well demanded in industry. They're associated. We have all of our students have the ability to be connected to RNY Connect, or Red and Yellow Connect, which is our very own student-based focus on almost LinkedIn learning type of effort, or LinkedIn rather, where it allows you to ultimately connect with industry professionals, working organizations, post jobs and opportunities for our students there all the time. Red and Yellow is also, of course, recognized as a leader in the creative business education space. We have over a decade of experience in delivering impactful corporate training. Our strengths ultimately lie in us being able to create tailored learning solutions, where we work closely with our clients to design training materials and training content that directly addresses their business challenges and business needs. Every one of those programs, of course, are built for relevance, with a focus on importantly, a focus on practical application and measurable outcomes. It's not just giving you content, but ultimately making sure that you're able to use it in a very practical way with measurable outcomes and feedback that goes along with that. This approach ultimately ensures that teams are not just learning, they're growing their capabilities, which really translate into business impact. And I think it's important for anyone considering this from a corporate or business perspective. That is something we strive towards. And anyone in a working professional, these are the capabilities that are built into all of our programs that will help you drive your career forward. We focus on three core areas of expertise that define our approach. The first is leadership and creative thinking. Here we help leaders balance strategic thinking with creative innovation to drive results. And then secondly is digital skills. Our training itself spans critical areas like digital marketing, data storytelling, and then of course customer experience. And then finally, there's the approach of looking at the client-centered design, where all of our programs are ultimately tailored to meet specific business goals and delivered across platforms. So we work very closely with organizations to ensure that we meeting their particular needs and incorporating our product into their specific offerings. We believe that one of our biggest strengths as an institution is our deep connection into industry. We've built a strong partnership with over 500 companies across the continent, big brands, agencies, and startups alike. And as a result of this, the entire benefit of is ultimately passed into our students, where whether you're doing a short course or looking to study full-time on campus, or even online for any of our qualifications, there's opportunity to receive the benefit from our industry connections through regular guest lectures, some webinars and some sessions that we offer. We often have industry leaders, creative entrepreneurs, and those making really big impact, doing a number of guest lecture opportunities, either online or on campus. And it's one of the key reasons that our graduates are in such high demand. And then, as mentioned, we also have an agency network, which we work quite closely with. And this agency network is over 100 agencies across the African continent, some of them big international organizations. And what this helps is it helps our students get involved in some of the real brand challenge or brand building exercises that go as part of the educational journey and through practical learning. Some of the programs have things like crossovers or brand challenges that incorporated into the learning experience. And what that really ensures is a hands-on learning experience through the classroom, whether it be digitally or in person. We also partner with a number of leading organizations around the world, and they help keep our content current and our credentials recognized. Some of these institutions include the likes of the Luries, the Meta, or the broader Facebook group, Adobe, the AIB or IAB, which is the International Advertising Bureau, the One Club, the Project Management Institute, the Chief Marketing Officer Council, as well as Nedbank IMC, and that's the conference that happens on an annual basis. These partnerships ultimately help us stay connected, relevant, and ready for what's next. We do also have a couple of international university partnerships through Penningen in Paris, and then Artevelde University in Belgium. So those are some of the opportunities that we have for our students to engage with institutions abroad and getting an international flavor of things, which is quite nice and exciting. And that list of international university partners is growing. Then taking a quick glance at our short courses, and we've got a host of 41 short courses across our website, which you'll have the opportunity to go and have a look at. I'll briefly show you what those options look like. And across the entire bouquet, I just really highlight a couple here on screen. So we have our short course that focuses on brand management, customer service, data analysis, design thinking. Then looking onto the next page, we have, I think, an important one to pause on here is just taking a note of our digital marketing offering. And we have a full learning journey when it comes to digital marketing, where we have three digital marketing courses that takes you right from an introduction through to digital marketing professional. Then some other courses we have include the likes of front-end web development, graphic design beginner, as well as intermediate. So those that are looking at wanting to get into graphic design or have some experience and looking to build on that. Instructional design, as well as mentorship. So I think mentorship is a wonderful opportunity to grow your skill as a business leader or somebody that is helping teams grow. I've done the course personally and can vouch for the mentorship course. It's really an incredible one and one to look out for. Then taking a note on to some of the other courses we have: motion graphics and animated content, performance marketing, project management, public relations, search engine optimization, as well as sports sponsorship marketing, to name a few. And then finally, I'll mention storytelling for influence and impact, a really wonderful option. User experience design, and of course web design. So some really fun and exciting opportunities to learn and engage across those short courses, and those range anything from 6 weeks through to 15 weeks, depending on the course and the content that you're looking at engaging with. Now onto our online distance degrees, as well as some of our qualifications. First up, we have our BCom, or Bachelor of Commerce in Marketing. This is a 3-year NQF level 7 qualification and is suitable, and it's an absolute must ultimately for anyone that's looking at an aspiring marketer or business leader, somebody that is wanting to pursue the route of entrepreneurship. On the online distance modality of this program, you can actually take it up to 6 years. You can take up to 6 years to complete the program. But that flexibility, we've got 3 different options there: either doing the program at a full-time cadence, which would be over a 3-year period. You could also do it over a 4-year period or a 6-year period. So there's complete flexibility for working professionals to pick up a BCom. What truly strengthens this program is the experience the experience from a real world expertise brought into the classroom by our lecturers, ensuring that you're learning from the people that have been in the field, and I think that's an important link. And being able to connect the theoretical component with the practical element of the program. Obviously, the online program is fully asynchronous, meaning that you'll engage with the content at a time that suits you best. There's no fixed live classes for the program, but there are pre-recorded video lectures that you'll have the opportunity to engage with. Important to note here, because there are some relatively rigorous requirements to get into the BCom, because it is a commerce-based a Bachelor of Commerce-based qualification. It will require that you have at least a bachelor's pass or a matric pass with a bachelor's pass, and or an NQF equivalent, NQF 4 or a 5 to get into the program. You will at least need to have achieved 50% for English. And then if you had core mathematics, or pure maths as it is also called, you would need to at least have 50% for that. Or alternatively, if you took mathematics literacy, there you would need to at least achieve 65%. And all of that needs to culminate up to an APS score. So an APS score is taking your aggregate score, so taking all of the scores that you would have had on your matric certificate, adding those up, and it gives you a score excluding life orientation. You would need to get a score of at least 26 points. But if you have any questions on that, please feel free to reach out and chat to one of our career advisors, student advisors. They'll be more than happy to talk you through those requirements, specifically looking at your particular circumstances. And then here we have a very exciting brand spanking new program for us at Red and Yellow, and that's our Bachelor of Business Administration in Marketing and Brand Management. And the BBA itself is a 3-year NQF level 7 qualification. And this program is perfect for if you're a school leaver or somebody that is a mature student looking to build a career in marketing, branding, or even business leadership. So suited to anyone that is perhaps a creative who wants to move into a more strategic and managerial role to drive business impact, or if you're an aspiring entrepreneur planning on launching a venture in the creative or commercial sector, and then just generally anyone passionate about blending the creative environment and the commercial insight into shaping brands and ultimately driving growth in that particular region. In looking at the requirements for the BBA, of course, and a bachelor's pass on your matric results is of course a requirement, or an NQF 4 or 5 equivalent. That bachelor's pass is really the main requirement. You will also need to have at least 50% for English. And then, of course, that APS score, excluding life orientation, of 26 again, but no maths requirement for the Bachelor of Business Administration. Then we have also one of our new programs, which is our postgraduate diploma in creative leadership, which is actually a first of its kind in South Africa. And it's our very first core postgraduate qualification at Red and Yellow. The program itself is offered over a 1-year period, but you can also do it over 2 years if you wanted some of that additional flexibility. It is something that we're able to do with offering the program on a part-time basis, meaning that you will be able to take that over 2 years. The program itself is designed to cultivate leaders who excel in disruptive environments, those that are looking to promote fearless collaboration and turn visionary ideas into groundbreaking realities. It's suited to either experienced or aspiring creative professionals or business professionals. It's really well-rounded qualification. It's not only specific to the creative fields, but it is, of course, it's an innovative program. It's immersive. It equips you with all of the cutting edge understandings and theories around creative leadership, practical skills, and those skills that are going to help you enhance and grow your career from a leadership perspective. So really exciting program, and one that if you are looking for a postgraduate or an honors equivalent qualification, this is a really exciting opportunity with, I suppose, endless career opportunities across the creative and business environments. Then we have our advanced diploma in digital marketing. And this is ideal for those who want to deep dive into the world of digital marketing. The program is offered over 2 years part-time, meaning when I say part-time for the advanced diplomas, it means that there will be some live class elements that you would need to make sure that you're available for. And those live classes typically do happen in the evenings, twice a week in the evenings. And then, of course, on a Saturday morning, there is the opportunity to also engage with some of those live classes. And it doesn't mean that you physically have to be in a location. It is done via Zoom, so you can be anywhere around the continent or the world as long as you're available during that particular time session. This course is perfect for anyone that is a marketing graduate or a professional who wants to gain an edge in the space. And I think the program is recently been updated, and it's cutting edge. It'll allow you to master the practical skills and gain an in-depth knowledge needed to ultimately become really a successful professional in the digital marketing space. Then moving on, next we have our advanced diploma in marketing and advertising communication. This program is also offered over 2 years on a part-time basis, so the same rules will apply for the evening classes and the Saturday class. It is an NQF level 7. And what's really exciting about this program is that from day one, you'll be immersed into the scope of the industry in a highly practical way. Early on, you'll also be you'll have the ability to experience and enhance personal skills. So you'll be working in groups, and there's some professional skills that you'll gain from that. And this program ultimately exposes you to the cutting edge industry processes such as integrated marketing communications, viral marketing, as well as digital marketing communication, And the program is highly recognized and revered in industry, providing you with a really competitive edge. This program having a really unique opportunity throughout called Crossover, where you will work with organizations in a very and real practical way, in terms of looking at the end-to-end perspective. So working with those brands hand in hand they'll deliver a brief, and you work throughout that entire brief throughout the 2 years over the program. So really exciting, incredibly practical, and one that will certainly challenge you and equip you with the skills to make a real big impact in the marketing world. Then onto our advanced diploma in copywriting. This is a program also offered over 2 years, part-time, so same rules apply for those evening classes and Saturday classes. It is at an NQF level 7, and throughout the program you'll be sharpening your mind as well as your pen with your creative skills. It'll teach you to think conceptually as well as creatively in order to become a strategic thinker, content developer, an idea incubator of sorts, and of course an author of brands if you're looking at really focusing on that storytelling for brands and the like. So once again, a really exciting, incredibly practical and well-rounded program. I think copywriting is still one of the most in-demand jobs and areas within the professional environment around marketing at this stage. And so if you look at those careers, there's so many different options that are available there. Then to our advanced diploma in user-centered design. This is a program offered over 2 years part-time, and is an NQF level 7. With this qualification, you'll be equipped to apply sound strategic thinking and deep understanding of what drives human behavior, and conceptually create and develop solutions that really focus on the modern design problems. So if you're really excited about fixing the things that aren't working well in businesses and organizations in a myriad of different spaces, and you're looking for innovative ways to solve problems, this is really a program that's going to equip you with the appropriate skills throughout. I did make an error and I do apologize for that. So the advanced diploma in and I'm just going to go back a couple of slides. The advanced diploma in digital marketing. This program is done entirely online part-time. So it doesn't have live classes. So I beg your pardon for the confusion there. So the advanced diploma in digital marketing doesn't have live classes, but the advanced diploma in digital marketing, advanced diploma in marketing, advertising, communication does have live classes, as does the advanced diploma in copywriting and the advanced diploma in user-centered design. I do apologize for the confusion there. Then we do also have our national certificate in advertising with a specialization in digital marketing. This is an NQF level 5 program and is completed in 1 year. This program is ultimately tailored to aspiring marketers who are eager to break into the industry and perhaps lack some of the digital skills required at this stage. So really a really good core foundational program to get you into the industry. It's also perfect for those that are analytically minded, who want to harness the power of the internet, social media, e-commerce, and ultimately build and grow a successful business. So if you look at some of those the job opportunities or the possible careers within pursuit of this particular program, it is really quite broad, and there's a lot of opportunity in it, and really that entry into the space, which is quite exciting. Then we have our national certificate in business analysis. This is an NQF level 6 qualification completed over 15 months. And I think it's important to highlight the fact that this program, it does take 15 months to complete. And it is designed for the curious problem solvers who want to understand business needs, engage stakeholders, and support effective solutions within business. It's perfect for aspiring analysts, project leads, or entrepreneurs. This program will ultimately build on very practical skills and strategic skills that you'll need throughout. and drive real impact and in any organization. So a really exciting program. I think business analysis and even data analysis type of programs are really exciting and really important critical skills that one would need to pick up. Then we have a host of QCTO programs. So the QCTO is the Quality Council for Trade and Occupations. These are some really exciting new programs which we're launching and we'll be putting forward to the market, including the Data Science Practitioner Program, the Design Thinking Innovation Lead, Design Thinking Practitioner, marketing coordinator, project manager, as well as software developer. I'll go through the programs in a little bit more detail. But these are really exciting opportunities in this space, and their qualifications themselves are titled very very uniquely around the specific career and the space that that one would go into. But looking at the data science practitioner program, this actually is an NQF level 5 qualification, also completed it gets completed over 18 months, and ideal for analytical thinkers who want to turn data into decisions using things like Python, SQL, machine learning. So quite a well-rounded and robust qualification over the 18 months. Then the Design Thinking Innovation Lead is an NQF Level 4 qualification completed over between 12 and 18 months. It's perfect for professionals looking to lead innovation and drive transformation through human-centered design-led thinking. And then the design thinking practitioner, which is ultimately the shorter version of the program, is completed over 12 months at an NQF level 4, and this is designed to equip professionals with the creative problem solving skills to design better products, services, and experiences. Then we also have the marketing coordinator program, which is completed over 18 months at an NQF level 5, and ultimately focused on those starting out in marketing, or those looking at covering things like campaign coordination, content support, brand building, and really focusing on the digital first world. Then the project manager qualification, this one is a little bit of a longer program. It is completed over 24 months, so over 2 years. And it is an NQF level 5 qualification that really aims and develops both the practical as well as your confidence in leading projects and managing those projects in any of the world's most dynamic business environments. So a really exciting program if you are anybody that is actively involved in the project management space and really looking to get some formal qualification behind your name. And then finally, we have the software developer program, and this is also done over a 24-month period in the NQF level 5, and really focused on for logical thinkers who want to launch a career in coding, covering programming, system analysis, and as well as introductions and application development. So a really exciting first introduction and movement into the software development space. That program would give you the good full core foundation to really take steps into the environment. So these are really exciting, brand spanking new programs for us. Some of them we will be launching and looking to run in our mid-year campaign, which is now toward the end of this this month, 21st of July. We'll be looking for a number of those qualifications to start. Alternatively, they'll of course all be running at the beginning of the new year, with everybody looking to start their studies in February and March of next year. Then if you're inspired by any of our short courses, I just want to let you know that you have the ability to take advantage of a very limited time bundle deal, which we have right now. And ultimately that is you have the ability to get 30% off of your courses if you enroll for 3 courses. This offer is only valid for individuals enrolling on the 3 courses themselves. It isn't something we can unfortunately offer to or shared across a group or team. And the offer does expire at the end of August. So the 31st of August is the last opportunity to take advantage of this. So that, just to repeat, that is, if you take up 3 courses with us, you do have the opportunity to get 30% off, and a wonderful opportunity to take advantage of that. So that ultimately is the end of the session. I do want to thank everybody that that is in attendance. We will, of course, have a QA session at the end once we go over to the next couple of slides. But if you have any questions and queries that we don't get to today, I strongly encourage each and every single one of you to reach out to the Career Advisor and Student Advisory team. They can be contacted via the Red and Yellow website through the chatbot on the website, or ultimately emailing registrations at redandyellow.co.za, or contacting us on our telephone number, or if you prefer via WhatsApp, we can definitely do that. And on any of our social channels, you'll be able to find all of the contact information for us too. So without further ado, I'm going to invite Stefan Hill, who's the team lead for the online for our online world, back on screen, and we'll address any of the QAs that have come through. Steph, I do see we've had one come through already, which is with regards to applications and what are the documents that I need to submit or supply as part of my application.
Sure. Thank you, Ashley. Yeah, so it does depend on each application. So it depends on the level of the program. If it is, let's start out with our postgraduate diploma in NQF 8. You will need a minimum of NQF 7. We'll need a certified copy of that qualification along with the transcripts. And then we'll need an application form completed, skills test that we'll provide you with as well. It's also downloadable on our website. As well as a motivational letter, copy of your updated CV. That's the gist, basically. So depending on the module that you, or the program that you're applying for, if it's NQF 8, you'll need a minimum of NQF 7. If it's NQF 7, you need a minimum of NQF 6, and so on and so forth. But the application process is quite simple for the large part. As Ashley mentioned earlier, please, your career advisor or the support team, please reach out to them, and we're more than happy to share those documents with you and list the requirement documents that's needed for the application. We try to make the application as simple as possible.
Wonderful. Thanks, thanks, Steph. Then the next question we do have is from Daphne with regards to looking to study the Bachelor of Commerce in Marketing. However, completed matric in 2007, didn't complete maths, but has a national diploma in language and completing PGCE. Will the above help to or meet the requirements for application?
It does seem that way, yes. So for all applicants that obviously had the older version of the senior certificates, we then we don't look at the APS score, we look at your existing qualifications. If push comes to shove, we will, well, based on the qualification that you completed, we'll check if there has been any accounting or math included. If not, we will then schedule a little test, which will be online virtually. Or if you're able to come to our campus, we can do it in person as well. Just a little math test, just to check your competence when it comes to maths. And that being, once that's complete and everything goes well, you should be able to qualify. So you should be able to apply for the program. We will then look at a list of those other requirements. So your qualification versus your working experience, etc. All of that will come into play. But yes, to answer your question, Daphne, you will still be able you'll be able to apply depending on your results or your qualification. Sorry.
Yeah, and again, Daphne, I can strongly recommend, if you are looking at applying to the program, reach out to one of the career advisors, and we can speak to your specific needs and your instance quite nicely and tailor the conversation around that. Steph, the next question we have is, what are the requirements, the entry requirements for your advanced diploma in digital marketing, as well as then the advanced diploma in marketing and marketing, advertising, and communications? Can I apply if I only have an NQF level 4?
Good question. So, yeah, so the minimum requirements is an NQF 6. So that's a diploma. Some national certificates are NQF 6 as well. So it has to fall under the National Qualification Framework and a level of level 6. If you only have a level 4, we do have a process that's called recognition of prior learning. So what this does is it takes in consideration working experience, age, the amount of experience you have working within the discipline you're applying for. We look at formal training, informal training within that discipline as well. It becomes a bit complex, but there is another avenue that you can take. So if you choose to go to the recognition of prior learning avenue, there are a list of requirements, and boxes that needs to be ticked. But what I suggest, Uri, that you do is to get in touch with us or your career advisor, so we can actually outline what that process look like, and then yeah, if everything goes well, we'll be able to apply through the recognition of prior learning process. Alternatively, put you on a learning journey to ensure that we can get you to that NQF7 level. Yeah.
Yeah, important. That was a good highlight there. Is the learning journey possibility that we do have. So for those that don't quite meet the requirements for recognition of prior learning at this stage, there's the opportunity to go on that learning journey where we can go from taking you from an NQF level 4, which is their matric equivalent, to taking you up to level 5 and level 6, which will get you entry into either doing a degree program or alternatively into the advanced diplomas themselves. So thank you, Steph. Then the next question I have for you, Steph, is does the creative leadership PG Dip have live classes, and is and it's for the 1 year or both years? So having a look at that, just let's answer the question with regards to the live classes, and the option on how it would work for whether you do it over 1 year or 2 year period.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, it's not live classes. We don't run live classes for our PG Dip. It's very similar to the advanced diploma that Ashley was mentioning earlier. So it's preloaded content we have loaded onto the learning platform. There will be some workshops, but that will be communicated once you enrolled into the program. Your program administrator will basically advise you, and you have a entire program calendar that outlines the year for you. We do have the option of doing it on campus. That's full time, so you have to be on campus every single day. So it's not really designed for working professionals. The online version is designed for working professionals, so it's online part-time, you can put it that way, right? So when we say online part-time, we mean that you are doing it distance or not on our campus, but you're not required to be available every single day for a specific amount of time between 8 and 5, even though it's done online, right? So as we mentioned earlier, loaded content, you'll have content loaded on the learning platform. Modules will be you will gain access to different modules, and you'll have deadlines for things like written assessments, assignments, and of course we'll communicate weekly chat sessions that happen with the subject matter expert, as well as any due dates that's needed for your assessments. That will be done, yeah, any type of submission. So it's very similar to our short courses. If any one of you guys done our short courses before, or online programs, similar setup. Of course, it's just a different program. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you, Steph. If I can't see who that came from, but if that doesn't address your question, please do feel free to reach out, and we can engage. Then the next question is with regards to, I'm assuming this is with regards to the bundle or the opportunity to pick up the 3 courses. If I want to do short courses, do I need to pay once off, or can I pay over installments in order for me to qualify for the discount?
Okay, cool. So it can go. This question can go anyway. So let's refer to the 30% firstly. So the 30%, of course, you have to choose 3 short courses from our website in order for you to qualify for the 30%. So the 30% will automatically be deducted off your bundle deal, or the 3 courses that you choose upon checkout. That unfortunately is not applicable to monthly payments. That's for upfront payment. If you are referring to just one specific course, we do offer payment plans for those courses. Our payment plans run anywhere between 2 months to 6 months, depending and the cost of that depends on the cost of the course. I can give you an idea. A course that costs 16,500 Rand, you're looking at a monthly payment plan over 6 months of 3,190 Rand. There is no discounts on payment plans, but I would suggest even reach out to your career advisor, have a chat with him or her, and then we'll try our best to make a plan where that's concerned. Yeah.
Thank you. Then I just want to make sure I'm getting the question correct here. I'm assuming they mean the postgraduate diploma in creative leadership is basically for people of South Africa. I'm happy to answer the question.
Sure.
The postgrad in creative leadership is literally open to anyone across the world. It's done entirely online. Unless you want to come and study it full time on campus, then if you're doing it online, it is open to anyone across the world that will be able to take the program. Like Steph mentioned, there's For the online program, there isn't a specific time that you will need to be available for the postgrad to attend live classes or any of that sort of nature. Those are pre-recorded lectures that will be available, so you'll have the ability to access the content at a time that suits you best. There obviously will be some dedicated and dictated points that you would need to get through so that you're submitting assignments and assessments and those sorts of things. So without going through that content or being quite diligent at going through that, it would be a struggle to be able to complete those particular assignments. Anything else on that, Stephanie? Good.
All good, Ashley. Thank you.
Then the next question is, are the NQF Level 7 certificates for advanced diploma in marketing and communications recognized internationally?
Yes, they are. Short and sweet.
Yeah. So
Yes,
I'm happy to elaborate that on that a little bit.
Sure, go ahead.
The idea of internationally recognized or internationally accredited, those are two different conversations. When it comes to international accreditation, there is literally no such thing. And I'll say that quite blatantly because there's no accreditation body that looks at global standards when it comes to accreditation of qualifications. Every country has an accreditation body that looks and reviews qualifications from an international standpoint. So for instance, in South Africa, we have South African Qualifications Authority. In the UK, you have the Council for Education. They and a simple example is somebody from South Africa would take an NQF Level 7 over to the UK. They would then evaluate that. The Council for Education would evaluate that, and then they would look and see the equivalency of those. So that's when it comes to accreditation. When it comes to recognition, Red and Yellow, as I'm sure you would have heard throughout the entire presentation, is incredibly well recognized on the global stage. So I can unequivocally say that yes, the qualifications themselves will certainly be recognized internationally. We've had a lot of students that have moved on and graduated from Red and Yellow that have moved internationally and have had really good success of their qualification really making impact even on the global stage. Then the next question is, I did my N6 in art and design in 2012, College of Cape Town. Do I qualify for their copywriting or digital marketing programs?
Yeah, so you're referring to NQF 6, should be NQF 6 that you're referring to.
Oh no, it's the N levels. It's N levels.
The N level 6. Okay,
Yeah.
N level 6. Yeah. So depending on what program you're looking to apply for, so when you say copywriting, or you might be referring to our national certificate or our advanced diploma. So for the national certificate, the minimum requirements is a matric NQ level 4, so you should be fine there. With the advanced diploma in copywriting, we'll have to have a look at your certificate itself and see exactly what subjects was completed in order for us to kind of ascertain whether you are able to kind of apply for the program. But in most cases, it shouldn't be a problem. For the copywriting or the national certificate or the digital marketing, it should be fine.
Yeah.
And in terms of deadlines, I do see there's another question. We do have the program starts the 21st of July. That's our mid-year intake, as Ashley mentioned earlier. This is for all this for advanced diploma in digital marketing, all of our national certificates and our QTC programs. So QTCO program, sorry. Preferably, what we would like the application process takes normally some time to get back. The turnaround time in terms of moderation takes anywhere between 3 to 5 to maximum 8 days, depending on the program, working days. So in essence, what we would like to have is the applications in by, worst case scenario next week, Friday, which is the 18th. But we do allow an extra week. So we're looking at around about the 25th or 28th for the latest. So we got some time. The team is aware that it's crunch time now, so we'll speed up that turnaround time. And the guys are working quite hard, burning the midnight oil to ensure that the applications get processed through.
Yeah. I think it's just really important to re-highlight there that getting your application in sooner rather than later is the best option. And then if you are looking at doing either the BCom or the BBA or the postgrad in creative leadership, those or any of the part-time advanced diplomas.
Mm.
Those are open for application for 2026, and
Yes.
the application deadline for that would be the end of January of next year. However, the sooner you get your application in, the better. You at least
Mm.
will have an outcome and an understanding of whether or not you're good to go for next year, and so the sooner the better.
Mm.
Yeah, so get those applications in early. If you have any particular questions that are associated to your particular application or program that you'd like to study, we can give you a one-on-one consultation and make sure that you have everything in your particular need there. There was one other question that came through just with regards to I just completed an NQF level 5 through Red and Yellow. Can I
Mm.
use the RPL avenue to apply for the NQF level 7 course?
Yes, yes, you may. The minimum criteria is in NQF 6 for NQF 7. But with the RPL application process, we do look at the lower qualification, in this case, NQF 5. We would then look at working experience within that discipline that you're applying for. If you have NQF 5, we would need a minimum, just to be safe, a minimum of about 3 years working experience within that space. There will be a skills test that you need to complete, which is applicable to any applicant that applies, regardless of their level of qualification. And then, yeah, we'll look at your portfolio. You will be required to present us with a portfolio of evidence. This speaks to your work within the digital space, within the discipline you're applying for. Because you have an NQF 5, the portfolio doesn't not have to be as extensive as somebody that does not have an NQF 5 or matric only, but it has to be substantial enough to support your application, to support your reasoning behind applying for the application for the program. But yes, it's definitely a route that you can take, and it's an easier route than not having an NQF 5, for example. Yeah, but yes, you can apply. Thank you.
I think that is it with regards to the questions. If we have missed anything, I do apologize for that. I think we've got through everything. But if you do have any further questions or need any particular help with any of the programs, whether it be a short course, one of our qualifications starting either now in July or in February, March of next year, feel free to reach out. We're more than happy to help and have those conversations. I think we've got a really incredible and friendly team that is more than happy to help you. So once again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you attending our virtual open day today. Have a wonderful week, and we look forward to seeing you in the classroom. Have a good day. Bye-bye.